we got some 49ers, not really news, just more like rumors, things they're kind of talking about. When I did my research, it's a lot of like, could do this and they could do that. And they're a candidate for this. So there really is no like honest news when it comes to that. There is a couple new 30 visits since the last time we gone live. We'll check into those. And then, of course, we will do a trade up only mock draft. I thought that would kind of be a fun little thing to do. I will be doing my last mock draft, my very, very last one on Saturday or Friday or Saturday. That'll be my last official mock draft. And also Friday or Saturday, I will be releasing my last 32 team mock draft where I go through the entire first round and I try to, get all the picks right and stuff like that. And for all 32 teams, because new things come out the closer we get to the draft. So look out for that on Friday or Saturday. All right. So, and of course, we're brought to you by water. It's really good for you. Water, it's good for your skin. It's good for your organs. It's good for your bowels. It's just all around good for you. H2O. It's the way to go. We got Val in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here as always. OG to the show. Always showing up. I appreciate you as always. So let's go ahead and just jump right into the pre-draft 30 visit, guys. Let's just go ahead and do that. Let's bring it up. Share the screen. And okay, let's see if I can get it up here. Come on. And bam. Okay. Let me drink some coffee. All right. Zoom in. We had a couple visits, a couple new visits. It's the last time we've been here. A couple new visits. Okay. We got Darius Alexander out of Toledo. I'm not a huge Darius Alexander type guy. I'm really honestly not. I don't see it. It's just not my type of dude. If the 49ers drafted him, if they got him in the second round, I wouldn't hate it. If it was a first round pick, obviously I would actually absolutely hate that. If they drafted him in the third round, the 75th pick, I think that would be kind of like, okay, value, worth it. Take your shot on the guy, D tackle right then and there. I think that'd be a good option. Next up, one of them that I didn't see last time, which was Chris Paul out of Ole Miss, someone who's taken in the fourth round, early fourth round, third round, late third round kind of type area, linebackers, maybe 100th pick or 113th pick kind of type guy. So Chris Paul from Ole Miss, not somebody that I personally like. There's a lot of linebackers in this draft I actually do not like. That list is really short. When it comes to linebackers, offensive tackles, cornerbacks, there's a lot that I'm not in love with compared to other people. And Chris Paul Jr., I'm not a Chris Paul guy. Okay, I don't think Chris Paul is the stud of that Ole Miss defense. I'm not a fan of someone we should draft at the 100th pick. Either it's Demetrius Knight or go get your guy in the fifth round, Teddy Buchanan. I think Chris Paul is just a kind of type linebacker, not someone I really want to get. Darius Alexander, however, for Toledo, if you can get him in the third round, which I doubt, but if you got this guy in the third round, the 75th pick, I think that's where you should get him. With the 43rd pick, it should be more of a guard or more of a sure thing of a player falling to you. If that was supposed to go in the first round, you can get that 43rd pick. Darius Alexander is that kind of between 45 and like 75 kind of type guy. So if he was there at 75, I think that was somebody worth drafting. So I'm not in love with these two new guys that made the board at 30 visit. And with that, how many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 16 visits to go. 16 to go, baby. All right. 16. I can't wait to see who else gets on that board. I can't wait to see who else gets on that visit. 6 people in this live. Be sure to hit that like button. If you haven't hit that like button already, I really appreciate it. Val, of course, hitting that like button. As always, I appreciate you supporting the channel. We got 2 likes so far. I'll take it. It's better than 1. 2 is better than 1. I'll say. All right. Next up, there is Kayvon Thibodeaux. Potentially could be a trade target for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I absolutely love the idea of trading for Kayvon Thibodeaux if the price is right? If it's a good price, I think it's a steal price for a 1-year rental, I think it's a good trade. And I made a video on it, but just to break it down here live, I think that if you got someone like Kayvon Thibodeau, if you gave up like the 160th pick, or if you worked like a trade with the 11th pick to trade back a little bit or something like that, I wouldn't hate that. I think Kayvon Thibodeau would be a day one starter, probably the best DN across from Nick Bosa we've ever had, Nick Bosa's ever had. I think also it would push the need for a DN down the line more. And if you could do that, it's always a bonus. You could get a D tackle with the first pick, the 11th pick, and then get a D tackle with the second pick. And if you did that, you would immediately have a starting D line immediately for that 1 year. If you had Kayvon Thibodeau on one side, and then you drafted 2 starting D tackles, which are it was very possible with that 11th pick and 43rd pick, you would immediately have a starting D line with good depth, I think, at edge with Samo and Gross Matos. You probably need to get another another D tackle with like the 4th or 5th pick, but you're not forced to go out there and draft like 4 or 5 D tackles because that's really what this 49ers team really needs, to be honest with you. But if you went out and you got yourself a Kayvon Thibodeau, man, I just think that would be great for this team. And it would put, like I said, it would push the DN down the line where you could draft a guy in the late 3rd or 4th round, maybe even the 5th round for a guy who's developmental, and you just get that guy and he could play behind Kayvon Thibodeau and he'll be ready to go next year. So you also possibly don't have to draft a guy in the 1st round next year. I think in a guy like that, if you had a 1-year rental. Oh, and also if you were to trade for Kayvon Thibodeau, especially considering how young he is, you would get a comp pick for him if he went somewhere else. So for example, if Kayvon Thibodeau absolutely balled out, had an excellent year, everyone's like, oh my God, we're missing out Kayvon Thibodeau. You would get a comp pick in return. So if you gave up a 5th round pick for the guy, for example, for Kayvon Thibodeau, literally 2 years from now, you would recycle that pick for possibly a 4th rounder, depending on how kind of contract he would get. So Kayvon Thibodeau to the 49ers, I would absolutely love it. Just depends upon the value, though. Wouldn't do a 3rd. I'm very sketchy on a 4th, but if you can get a guy, if you can get him for like a 5th rounder or whatever, I think that would be awesome. I think that'd be immensely beneficial to the San Francisco 49ers. Do I think it's going to happen? No. I mean, like, the 49ers don't tend to do that kind of stuff. Sometimes they'll make a trade and they'll make a big splash and stuff, but they're not giving a vibe this offseason that they're going to go out there and make a big splash for a player or trade for a player, even if he's not like a lot of money or whatever. I just don't see the San Francisco 49ers doing that. I think they made their move already by trading Deebo Samuel, and I just don't think it's going to happen. However, I would like for it to happen. If they were actually did do that, I would be ecstatic. I think it would be an excellent move. I think it would be an A+ move. Probably the best thing the 49ers could do this offseason. The next guy that a lot of people were some people were connected like, hey, should the 49ers go after Jalen Ramsey? And I'm like, no. I thought about it for a second. I was like, I love his talent. I do. But, like, he's got an attitude problem. He's 30 years old. He'll be 31 in October. Not to mention he's going to be $25 million against the cap. I mean, it just wouldn't be worth that kind of move. And the 49ers definitely wouldn't do that, especially if they weren't willing to give contracts like Greenlaw or, some of these other guys that were on the offseason that during free agency that are worth that kind of cash. Because if you traded for Jalen Ramsey, you're locked in with Jalen Ramsey for 3 years until 2028, paying him 20-something plus $million. So I think the Jalen Ramsey thing would probably be very stupid and not something they should do. Kayvon Thibodeau, though, man, I love that idea so much. I made a video on it. Like, I wouldn't make a video on it if I didn't love the idea, if I think it's possible. And I absolutely love the idea of getting a guy like that who would be super beneficial to the San Francisco 49ers. It's something they should absolutely do and absolutely consider. But I'm not going to give my hopes up. I'm not going to hold my breath. I know my team, and they're not going to go out there and get a guy like Kayvon Thibodeau, even though I would absolutely love something like that. So let me drink my coffee. Well, Jeff in the house. You seen the Ramsey rumors? Personally, I don't want him. I don't want him either. I just talked about it. I just brought it up. I am not a fan of the Ramsey trade at all. I don't think it's going to happen because you would have to pay. If anyone is saying right now the 49ers are potentially, I think people, from my research, I don't think people are saying the 49ers are connected to the Ramsey trade. I don't think people are saying the 49ers are going to get Ramsey. People are just asking content creators are asking other the fan base and stuff like that, hey, would you be interested in Ramsey? Just like what I'm doing. Would you guys be interested in Ramsey? I would not. I would not be interested in the guy. I just said this a few minutes ago, but I'll say it again. The cap hit's not worth it. The drama's not worth it. He's too old. And if you were going to pay $25 million and then 20 plus million for like the next 3 years or whatever, you might as well put that money into a guy you could have gotten free agency. That would have been a lot more effective on the D line. So I do not think that the 49ers are going to trade for Jalen Ramsey. And I don't think the rumors are that the 49ers are going to trade for him. I just think that the rumor is, well, not really a rumor, now it's really just confirmed. The Rams are trading Ramsey to another team potentially, or possibly even cutting him. If I was another team, I would wait to just cut him because I'm not taking on that $20+ million contract for 3 years. You'd be locked in, and that's absolutely not worth it. But yeah, I think it's a stupid idea. I think to trade for Jalen Ramsey would be really dumb and it would not make any sense. Because just to reiterate myself one time, if you were willing to pay $25 million and then be locked in on Ramsey for the next 3 years, especially considering how old he is, they would have signed somebody in free agency worth that. They would have signed Drew Dahlman. Probably would have been a lot more effective. They would sign a D tackle or a D end worth that kind of cash that would have been more effective to the team. So I don't think Jalen Ramsey is in the book. It is a lock. I don't think it's happening. If it does, I would be genuinely shocked, like 10 out of 10 shockness, if the 49ers actually traded for Jalen Ramsey. Kayvon Thibodeau, though, I love me some Kayvon Thibodeau. I would do it in a heartbeat. I'll give you the 160th pick for Kayvon Thibodeau right now. Absolutely do it. Papa J in the house. Best mod of Broken Eye for it. It's good to see you. Hey, we're showing some love. That's what I like to say. It's what I like to say. Showing some love. And we got more love. Hey. Just love all the place. I like it. I like it. Let me drink some more coffee. Be sure that like button. If you haven't hit that like button already, I really appreciate that. But yeah, so the Kayvon Thibodeau trade, I would absolutely love that. I'd be all for it, 110%. There's nothing negative to me about a possible trade for that. Jalen Ramsey, I would absolutely hate that. I think that'd be a worse decision. It would make no sense. It would make absolutely zero sense. Next up is the trade up rumor kind of type thing that's kind of happening. We're like, oh, could the 49ers trade up? Oh, it's a possibility. Oh, the 49ers are interested in trading up. It's not a real thing. It's I think it was, who was it? Oh, who said it? I think someone like Albert Breer. It's not Albert Breer, but somebody else. I can't remember who it was. They said that the 49ers could be trade-up candidates, which is not the same as saying, hey, they're looking to trade up. Nowhere that I've found, if you guys could tell me an article and show me, I'd love to read it, but I couldn't find it. Nowhere does it say the 49ers are actually considering trading up in the draft. From what I found, it was the 49ers could do it, or the 49ers are candidates to consider trading up, which is saying like, hey, I think they could do that if they wanted to. It's not actual reporting of saying, hey, they are interested in trading up. It's just someone saying, hey, they're candidates for it, which is not the same. So I hate to burst our bubble if you wanted to trade for somebody, but there is no actual report saying, hey, the 49ers are interested in trading up. It's just someone's opinion thinking that they could or should consider it. But if you want to play with that idea for a second, like let's just play with that idea for a second. 49ers trading up, what would that be worth? Like if the 49ers actually become interested and they want to go out and get themselves a player in the like the 5th pick, move up to the 6th pick, a 7th pick. I think Larry Krueger broke it down a possibility where if a player jumps in front of the Bears jump in front of the Raiders for Gentry, that could be a possibility for the 49ers to trade up with the Raiders to get a player they absolutely love that they think they can get as a steal. I mean, from what I hear, as of late, the Giants are interested in Shedeur Sanders, which pushes great players down. So from what I hear, it's Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders at the Giants, and then it's 4, 5, and if Bears move up to 5, that pushes possibly Abdul Carter, Will Campbell, Mason Graham down the board, and the 49ers can jump up and get them to like 6 or 7. The thing is, though, like what would you have to give up to move up those 5 spots to get one of those players? Honestly, I don't know if it's – there was a time in this draft process, in this free agency, in this offseason, that I was interested in the idea of trading up, of giving up a first round and then the 11th pick to move up to like 4 or 5. But the only way that I would even love that idea or be interested in that idea at this point would be if it can get me Abdul Carter. If it can give me Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter, that is the only way that I would want to trade up and get rid of a first round next year. Outside of that, everyone else I think is a crapshoot, or you just let the board fall and get a player at 11. If it's not one of those two players, I don't think it's worth it. So if you had to trade to the 6th spot and neither one of those players is there, I hope you don't give up a first rounder next year. I hope it's something subtle, not that big of a deal, and you get your player of the future. Now, is Mason Graham worth trading up for? Absolutely not. I'm not interested in trading up for Mason Graham. Mason Graham falls to you, sure. The only way I'd be interested in Mason Graham, like in a trade-up situation, is if like he falls to 9. You want to make sure the Bears don't get him. He falls to 8. Then I'll do it then. I would do that. But I'm not trading up to 6 or 5 to make sure I get Mason Graham, or 7. I think like 8 is where I draw the line. And Membu, yeah, I love Membu and stuff, but I don't think the 49ers are going to go. I don't think the 49ers are interested in Membu. I know the 49ers fans love Membu, but I don't think they're interested. I really honestly don't. I think they're going to go D tackle or D end for the 11th pick. I'm like extremely confident in that. So I think they would just let the players fall if Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter doesn't fall. I just don't think it's worth trading up for. And if they, and again, just to reiterate, if they trade up again, if they trade up at all, it better be something very light, not that big of a deal, something actually worth that value. What that may be, I really don't know, because the generational talent, the gold jacket talent stops with 2 players, which is Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter. After that, it's whatever. To me, it's just whatever. There's nobody I absolutely love. Now, the player I could see the 49ers jumping up to get, though, the player I could see the 49ers jumping up to get is Mason Graham, because he does scream a 49ers type player. Like, he just kind of comes – some players, man, just come off as a 49ers guy. Mason Graham does. So I can see the 49ers doing it. But if they were to do that, I really do hope they don't give up a huge haul for a guy like that, in my opinion, because you guys know how I feel about Mason Graham. I do think he's good, right? I think he'll be a starting D tackle in the league. I just don't think he's worth giving up another first rounder to make sure you get kind of type guy. So the trade-up situation, I don't love it. I don't love the idea of trading up. I like staying at 11, and if Membu falls to you or if Will Campbell falls to you, get one of those guys. If not, trade back. Like, the conversation of trading up is crazy to me, just because there's no one there worth trading up for. There's no one there where it's like, you got to have that guy. And I'm just not – there's no one like that. And there's the 49ers favorite, which is Membu, but that's not happening. The 49ers aren't drafting Membu. Like, there's been no talk of that. They've done no research on Membu. They have – unless they're doing smoke screens, they're doing a very good job of a smoke screen. I'm telling you, if they draft Membu, I would be genuinely shocked down to like my core, because there's been zero connection other than 49ers fans loving Membu and mock drafts. That is it. There's been no interviews. There's been no virtual interviews. There's been no like, oh, the 49ers saw this guy at Mizzou. They went to Mizzou and checked this out, or nothing connects the 49ers to Membu. I would love Membu, but I just don't think that's going to happen. So trading up, the only players I can see the 49ers trading up for is Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and Mason Graham. Outside of that, what's the point? Just trade back. Trade back. I got comments back here. Yeah, and I like our cornerback room. Lenore, top 10 quarterback, maybe. Renard Green, press man corner, rookie year. We have 2 solid corners. And depth isn't that bad. Trey Brown, Luter Jr. Yeah, Luter Jr. is a solid guy. I mean, Trey Brown, solid guy. More of a special teams dude, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure he's a special teams guy. But, yeah, I'm not – corner is not that crazy, man. You got the pieces. I wouldn't mind Ramsey. I wouldn't mind trading like a little bit of a something small if his contract wasn't so crazy. Like, if it wasn't like $25 million or or freaking $20 million for the next 3 years you'd be locked in for. Like if it wasn't something like that, I'd be all for trading for Jalen Ramsey, but it's not. It's absolutely not. The Dolphins would have to take on the contract of Ramsey, and we only have to pay like $1 million of it. That's the only way I feel like I'd be okay with getting Ramsey. I like our corners. I really do. I think that the 49ers, a lot of people for some reason think the 49ers don't do great drafting corners. I disagree. They do a fantastic job drafting corners. They've missed out on what? Ambry Thomas, and there's like another corner, 2 corners, but they got DJ Reed. They got the Jameson guy who went to another team. They got Renardo Green. They got Lenore. There's another guy too. I can't think of his name. They got another corner as well that was solid. Oh my God, he played for the Lions. He's injury prone though. That was the issue. I can't think of his name. But yeah, the 49ers do a good job drafting corners, and I trust them to get a third corner. Like you're not even asking this guy to be a number 1 or a number 2. You're asking this guy to be a number 3. I trust this 49ers team to get a number 3 corner, like in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round, because they've done it time and time again. They can do it. So I think drafting a corner with that 11th pick would be crazy to me. I genuinely think that's a bad move. Even if Will Johnson there, and I love me some Will Johnson, man. I really absolutely do. Like if we ended up drafting him, I wouldn't love the idea of it, but I'd be like, hey, at least we got a future All-Pro. At least we got a future All-Pro corner. You know, it's something. I'm at Dog's Point, Bobby, listening, interacting as much as I can for the moment. Hey, Papa J in the house. He's going to pass that test with flying colors. Salvador in the house. Bang, bang, not a gang, baby. Pew, 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 pew. Wolfie, they met with Membu, not a top 30 visit yet, though. Oh, have they met with Membu? Have they? Let me check. 49ers met Membu. Oh, yeah, they have met him at the NFL Combine. Well, there you go. I stand corrected. So maybe there is hope that the 49ers might actually draft Membu, but I just don't see it. But they did it. That'd be great. That's a good sign. At least they met him. Hopefully they bring him in for a visit, though. I think a player like that, if you're going to draft him with the 11th pick or trade up for a guy, that is someone you want to bring in for a visit. So if they don't bring him for a visit, I actually would not be interested in that. Like, I still stand on my take that the 49ers aren't going to take Membu. You need for a guy like Membu, you need to take him in for your 30 visit because you already got a bunch of players that are supposed to go out at 11 that you potentially take. Now you have the 11th pick. It's not like you have the 30th pick. So it's not like many games you actually have to play with that, smoke screens and stuff like that. It's not crazy or anything. So I think a player like Membu, you got to bring him for the 30 visit, man. You got to. But if they drafted Membu, I would be shocked. But they did visit them. That's a good call out there, Jeff. Good call out. Should we get Jalen Ramsey? It saves us a draft pick? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It does a lot more than just save us a draft pick. The cap hit is crazy, dude. It is crazy. I mean, like you get what? It is like $25 million this year and then $20 million for the next 3 years after that for Jalen Ramsey, who's 30 years old. I mean, if you were going to do that, you might as well have just got somebody in free agency. There's absolutely not. Absolutely. I said this earlier. I don't know if you were here for this, Joan, but if he was available for a 7th round pick, wasn't a huge cap hit, then I would do it. And we're showing some love. That's what I like to see. I think Membu is definitely a guy that I got to have. I love Membu. Absolutely love Membu. I do. I just don't know if the 49ers love Membu. I want Membu and Scataboo. You want that boo. Eric Shun wants boo. Eric Shun in the house. One in the house. Eric Shun wants that boo. He wants his boo. Get it? Because Scataboo and then Membu. He wants his boo. Yeah, we're showing some love. That's what I like to say. Hey. Emmanuel Mosley. There you go, Jeff. It was Emmanuel Mosley. So, hey, 49ers throwback. This guy is an OG, dude. This guy is like Hi. He gave me the wave. And I was like, this guy is like OG, like 49ers content creator, like comment guy. Him and Invader Niner, and there's like another guy too. You often see him in like all the comment sections. Like he's a legend. So legend to 49ers throwback. Legend. And showing some love. Has the 49ers met with Scadaboo yet? Let me check. Yeah, I think they have. I don't know if it's not a 30 visit, obviously, it's not on that list. They met him at the combine. I think met him at ASB running back Phoenix. This was a month ago, so yeah, I think it was the combine. They met Scadaboo at the combine. I would love Scadaboo. I love Scadaboo a lot. I don't know if you guys have been here before, or if you guys know how I feel about Scadaboo. I honestly, every time I do a mock draft, I've never really drafted Scadaboo before, but I just think that he's just in a weird spot where he gets drafted in mock drafts and stuff. It's a weird spot. He either gets drafted between 75 and 100, and between 75 and 100, I don't think you draft a running back there. You need to get more of a D lineman. Heck, I'd much rather go after someone like Makuba, because after that, the safety list just drops off after Makuba. And Makuba is a day one starter, impact player that I absolutely love. That 100th pick, maybe Scadaboo would be a good grab if he's there. But like Scadaboo, like in those kind of drafts, are just in a weird spot. But I love Scadaboo, man. I think he would be why I love Scadaboo is because on short downs, he'd be phenomenal. If you had CMC on one side and you had Scadaboo on the other, the defense would have to be wary of both of them. Not to mention Scadaboo is a good pass blocker. So when they do play action, it opens up a lot because you don't know, is CMC blocking or is Scadaboo blocking? Is Scadaboo he's also got a great pass rusher. Is he going to be catcher? Is he a guy that's going to go out and do the wheel route? Is he going to do an in? Is he do a lot of things? Scadaboo opens up the offense. Scadaboo allows you to scheme up a lot more things. He's not just a running back. He's not just he's going to run and you know it. No, Scadaboo is a gadget. He's an offensive weapon for the San Francisco 49ers. That's the best way to put it. And I know it's like the Kyle Juszczyk thing. It's exactly what Cam Scadaboo is. He's your short down guy. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He can block. He's got amazing yak ability. There's so much you can do with Cam Scadaboo that honestly, if you were to draft him, it's just hard to predict where you get him and kind of shoving the idea of drafting him. I just think he's a perfect fit for the scheme itself, that if we got him, I would love it. It's not just because I love his heart and his soul for the game of football and the fact he's a 49ers fan, which makes it even better. It's just that it would do wonders for the 49ers offense. It would open up the offense a lot. Jake says, "What's up?" That's a scary movie reference right there. And you guys know that. The "What's up?" Hey, yo, get the phone. What's up? I gotta stop that. When the Dolphins take some of the cap, though, and we can restructure his contract, he would have to agree to restructure. Can't just restructure. He would have to agree to restructure. If they took on the cap and we took limited cap, I would not hate it. That's the thing. Like, there's so many caveats that come with that. They would have to take on so much of the cap, and the restructure part of it. What's his name? Ramsey would have to agree to that. I can't imagine him doing that. There's a lot of guaranteed money in his contract right now that if he were to do that, that would actually be mind-blowing. I'm not interested in adding void years on a Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey is not that good. He's still good, but he's 30 years old, not someone worth investing in like that. It's just not worth it to me. You would have to jump through a lot of hoops to make it happen. You have to jump through a lot, right? And I don't see that happening. The only way Ramsey would restructure the deal is if we added void years onto his contract where he gets that guaranteed money regardless, and it thins out the cap. But I don't think the 49ers should do that for someone like Ramsey. He's 30 years old, and not to mention, it's not something the 49ers would do, especially considering they're talking about how getting younger and stuff like that. That would be the opposite of what they are doing and what they've been planning to do. I think Ramsey would be a mistake. Like, I think it would be a mistake if they actually were to do that. Hey, showing some love. That's what I can say. Are we just saying hi to each other back and forth? Yo! Wolfie, currently on board for us at 11 is Membu, Mike Green, Walter Nolan, Derek Carmen, Kelvin Banks, and Mikael Williams. Switch Mikael Williams with Kelvin Banks, and I absolutely love the list. Just because I put Kelvin Banks in the back end. But I love that list. I dig it. I dig the list. The Membu and Mike Green's my 1-2 as well, man. That's my 1-2. That's my draft crush at 1-2 is Amon Membu and Mike Green. 17 people in here. Be sure to hit that like button if you haven't hit that like button already. Really appreciate it. Really, really do. But I dig the list. I think 1-2 is my Mike Green is about my list at 11. Outside of that is trade back. If Membu's not there, Mike Green's not there, and if a player like Campbell or Graham doesn't fall to them, trade back. Like those are the 4 players I want. And if they're not there, just trade back. Just trade back. Get the next best pass rusher wherever you trade back to. Get the next best player wherever you trade back to. I think that's the best thing to do. So, Wolfie, 4K subs. 4K subs. No doubt, man. I'm super excited, man. I'm super happy about that, man. I just so I see that number sometimes when I look at the editing stuff, and it blows my mind. It truly blows my mind. I'm like, I can't believe 4K. It's surreal, dude, looking at that. Sometimes I like that to like wash my eyes and be like, that's 400, right? That's just 400? No. But you guys show up, man. You guys show some love, and you guys make this what it is, man. And last live, I kind of already celebrated and stuff, so I won't say too much about it. But, yeah, man, 4K subs, dude. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Good evening, everyone in the chat. My dad's getting better, and the doctor said they want to leave that cyst alone so they don't destroy his last kidney. Smart. Glad he's doing okay. Positive thoughts. Hope your dad gets better. No doubt. Hey, showing some love. That's like, hello, surprise. Wolfie still isn't crying. Crying about what? What was I crying about? What should I cry about? What should I cry about? I need to know what should I cry about? Is it Shamar Stewart? Then yes, I'll complain about that. I'm going to make a short just about every single day or every other day about that shit. I don't like it. I absolutely hate that pick with a passion. Good evening, everyone in the chat. Michael in the house. Just relax. The doctor wanted to not touch the cyst. I have more than 10 years on my last kidney. Good shit. Drink your water, man. Drink your water. Hit that like button if you haven't that like button already. Ramsey's probably in the locker room too. No thanks. 110%, man. You and I, agree. We're locked in. We're absolutely locked in. Totally agree. And I don't really agree a lot. Wolfie, I know the thing about my board you would change is Samir Stewart number 1 and get that. He had so many sacks. Oh my God, dude. Like in a hypothetical jokingly way, it genuinely gets like, I don't know why. It's so stupid. For some reason, like the thought of drafting Shamir Stewart, I feel it under my skin. I feel it in my chest. It just like I want to puke when I think about it. Like there's something about drafting him, even though it's like I don't think it's going to happen, and there's just that small percent chance it will happen. That just it's just bad juju. When was Wolfie crying? I want to know too. Hey, I was showing some love. That's why I like to see 49er meet in the house. Michael in the house. The key in the house. Forgot to give love. My bad. Wolfpack. Oh, Raider right in the house. Best Raiders fan I know. Hey, I think your wife was in here. She commented on one of my videos. Want me to know that I think your wife was in here and she subscribed. Tell her I appreciate her. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you as always, too, dude. So you guys got to get Genty at 6, man. You got to get Genty at 6. You got to do it, man. Don't let the Bears jump in front of you, dude. That'd be crazy. Throwback. Throwback was in here. I don't know if he's still in here, but he's an OG. If team lets us trade for Abdul, should we do it, or does it depend upon what we give them? There are only 2 players. I said this earlier in the live. There are only 2 players I'm willing to give up next year's first for to make that happen, and that is Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter. Generational players, generational talent, just true football players, day one impact players. I absolutely love the idea of drafting Abdul. I would give him another first for the guy, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. I do think that if Abdul fell to maybe like 5 or 6, I don't think it's gonna happen. Definitely make it happen. I hope I'd be up during the draft next week. I hope so too, man. Don't want you to miss it, especially if we draft Shamar Stewart. If we draft Shamar Stewart, that'd be must-see TV for you to watch. Like, because I will lose my shit. Nikita Jersey got lost. 49ers Brian wrote the wrong address. He's stalling, man. He's stalling. He's dodging for real. Hey, we're showing some love. Ken Mueller. Hey, welcome to the live, man. Good to see you. Ken Mueller in the house. I don't think there will be much trading up in the first round. I don't think so either, man. It just isn't in the cards. It's just not there. You know, the players that they want will probably be there at 11, like Walter Nolan, will be there. Mike Green potentially will be there. They have options that will end up being at that 11th pick. I don't even think they'll trade back. I think they're going to stay at 11 and pick their guy, but I just think they should trade back. That's just my opinion. But I don't think they're going to trade up at all. I don't think that's actually a thing. I don't think they're going to bother doing that. There's only 2 players worth trading up for, in my opinion, Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter. And we're showing. Did I just hit a comment? I just hit a comment. Hey, we're showing some love. Hey, showing some prayers. You were crying about my mock draft. Dude, guys, 49ers beat a mock draft. That's right. I totally forgot about that. His mock draft could have been worse. It could have been bad. It could have been worse, but my God, dude. There was he picked I can't remember his first name. It starts with like AZ. It's like Azarimus or something like that. Thomas. Over Trey Amos, which blew my mind. There was another guy he picked. There was 2 particular draft picks that drove me nuts, and I can't remember what they were. And then he picked Tyler Loop over Andreas Buragarlis from Miami. I butchered that name. Tyler Loop, dude, who has a 78.3 kick percent. It blew my mind. Yeah. I would still, if you bring it up, I'll cry about it for sure. Jimmy Young, Steve Young brother wants to help me out in the shape. I've been working out with Steve Young and his brother. Do it, man. That's a great experience, man. I need to start drinking more water. I never touched water for 47 years. I grew up with sodas. Like I've been saying, it's good for your body. It's good for your organs. It's good for your bowels. H2O. It's the way to go. I've been saying it. Steven told me the 49ers need to pay Purdy now. Need to pay him now. But they're not going to do that until like before what's his name? What's that time? I think they're going to pay him late May, probably around like the 19th. Not 19th, but the 19th. They're probably going to pay him like May 29th to like before mandatory minicamp, wherever that is. I think that's sometime before, like last year was like June 4th to the 6th. I think that's when Brock Purdy will get paid. I think Brock Purdy will get paid sometime between late May and mandatory minicamp. Look for that time period. Look for that time period for him to get paid. So that's what I think. I would like to see Shamar Stewart and Derek Harwin as the 49ers' first 2 picks. They both are very good at I like the Derek Harmon one. I'll take the Derek Harmon one. Love the Derek Harmon pick. Love it. Derek Harmon, I would absolutely love for the 11th pick would be great. Derek Harmon, I would not hate it. I would absolutely love it if that were to happen. Shemar Stewart, though, man, anyone but that. Wolfie, that last couple of Larry Lives, he really wanted us to draft Shemar. I know he's been banging the table, and I think what's his name, Papa J has been in my comments saying, "Hey, man, I think Larry's listening to you, and he's just been messing with me by constantly talking about Shemar Stewart." And I saw Wayne Breezy talk about it too, how like, oh, the Eagles can have Shemar Stewart. First of all, I would love that. Okay, I would absolutely love that. Second, no matter what the Eagles take in this draft in particular, they're going to take a player I don't want them to take. They're going to take a player that I think is going to help them immensely because this draft is thick. This draft is thick with talent where no matter who the Eagles take at 32, it's going to be a player I don't want them taking. So I have to live with that. It's going to be a player that I see potential in because there's a lot of players in this draft that I absolutely love and believe in. I just got to hope they take someone like Shemar Stewart if he were to fall there. Tyler Helton in the house. Best Chiefs fan I know. Strawberry says no. I said a lot of things between that. I don't mean no to, but no. 20 are watching right now. I got 13. Was 20 at one point, which is it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I'll take it. Be sure to hit that like button if you haven't liked that button already. Oh my God, I did not see this. Papa J with a super chat. Super chat, baby. Let's go. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Max Epps on the next Wolfie show. I'll write that name down, man. I have not heard of Max Epps. Actually, no, it sounds familiar. Now that I think about it. Sounds familiar. I'll definitely check that out, man. For sure. But yeah, dude. Thank you for the super chat. Support the channel. Appreciate you, dude. Best mod of Broken Ass for. No doubt. What else? Say no. Say no. I think it will cost too much. Are you talking about the Jalen Ramsey thing? I think so too. Also trading up if that's what you meant as well. Don't forget to like Strawberry. Hey, like will definitely. I know he likes. I trust him. He likes. I trust him. Oh wait, there was that one time he didn't like. That's right. I forgot it was during the playoffs or whatever. Or there was a time where I needed a. No, it wasn't during the playoffs. I had like 19 likes, and I just had one, and Strawberry was holding out. He was holding out on me, man. He had to fall like, oh my God, voice cracked. That didn't happen. He had to fall like 8 for me to consider. If you're talking about what, Abdul Carter or Mason Graham or Travis Hunter, yeah, I think if a player fell to like 8 or 9 that you love, I wouldn't hate it. Even if you thought they might potentially fall to 11, I absolutely would not hate that. Like if Will Campbell, Membu, Abdul Carter, Mason Graham were to fall to 8 somehow, 8 or 9, if you trade it up, I wouldn't hate you for it. You want to make sure you get your guy, and those are quality players, top 10 players. You make sure you get your guy, even if like some people might criticize that, saying, "What are you doing? You could have got him at 11 or something." If one of those players falls and the 49ers trade up for him, that would just make sense. That would just be a smart thing to do. So, yeah, I just think that would be a smart thing to do. I wouldn't hold against them. 49ers should draft. No. I am Shemar Stewart's biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that you dress. You catch flight with sneak this, or whatever, however that rap goes. The fact that even thinking about drafting Shemar makes you mad. It's just that, dude. It's just a thing. If Abdul Carter makes it to pick 6, Raiders are snatching him up to pair him up with Max. Don't say that. You want Genty, man. You want Genty. Take Genty. Don't do that to us. We need someone across from Nick Bosa. One of the 49ers will draft a kicker, punter, or quarterback, which out of the 3 you think will be drafted? Out of the 3? That's actually kind of tough. Let's stop and think about that for a second. Out of the 3, let's stop and think about it. Kicker, we know that they're looking at kickers. We know that they're trying to look at kickers and try to find a new kicker to replace Moody potentially, and they're keeping Moody on the roster. as a standard, as like, okay, you just got to beat out Moody kind of type thing. So there's a possibility they'll do that with the 7th or 6th pick. Punter, it depends upon Wisnowski. Is his back problem still bad as it was last year? Is the back problem? Is it if Wisnowski it has a severe back problem, it's still coming up? I can see the 49ers actually using a 5th rounder or a 6th rounder. So I guess they don't have a 6, but trade up for a punter. But I don't think there's a punter in this draft that's highly touted or anything like that. So I don't think they would draft a punter now that I think about it, because I don't think there's really a punter in this draft that's getting any love or recognition. There's only a kicker, which is Andreas Borregales from Miami. That's the only player that's been getting any love or any kind of recognition when it comes to special teams. So not punter, so far kicker. Quarterback, I mean, they got Mac Jones, Tanner Mordecai, and I think they'd be satisfied with that. If they did, it would be in the 7th round. So it's definitely between kicker and quarterback. If Kyle McCord was in the 7th round, if Kyle McCord from Syracuse was in the 7th round, and with one of those 3 7th round picks, they picked Kyle McCord, I wouldn't hate it. If they got Andreas Borregales, I wouldn't hate that either, because you could cut him if he wasn't better than Jake Moody in the end, and it wouldn't affect you too bad. It would definitely be between quarterback and kicker, and I'm probably going to say kicker. I'll probably say a kicker is more likely. I'm going to go with kicker. It was a good mock draft. For the most part, man, there was some good stuff there. You had what? You had the first 2 picks you absolutely nailed. I absolutely love your first 2 picks. Kenneth Grant, Walter Nolan, you immediately have day 1 starting D tackles. Boom, ready to go. I love your first 2 picks. Wolfie, not only does Larry want Shemar Stewart, but his last mock drafts on the line with David and Larry drafted Mikhail Starks. What? Ain't no way, dude. I mean, Starks is better than Stewart. Now we're just doing anything with mock drafts. That's crazy, dude. No way, dude. Malachi Starks with the 11th pick. That's actually nuts. That's actually crazy. I take Darius Alexander in 2nd over Harmon. Whoa. Oh my God. I definitely strongly disagree with that. But however, at least you get a guy who is like, I wouldn't hate it, right? I'd like it because Derek Harmon would be the 43rd pick if he fell in the 2nd round, obviously. But like, I'd be open-minded to Darius Alexander. But if you're talking about players that I love, that I believe in, I like, he's not exactly on that board. But I see why people like him. He's a massive man. He plays tall. He plays big. He can stop the run. He looks like a menace when he's chasing you. I don't think he's got the bag. He's got okay instincts. You know, I was not in love with Darius Alexander, but he is a 45, between 75 kind of talent type player that if the 49ers were to draft him with 43, would not hate it. Wouldn't hate it. Nikita probably kicker. Yeah, kicker. Continues to be a legend. Not only did he start being a legend, he continues to be a legend. Mike Epps related to Marcus Epps. I don't know who that is. No, I don't think so. Carter, Crosby, Wilson, Wilkins will be an effing monster. That would be an energy drink, no doubt. Carter, Crosby, Wilson, and Wilkins would be an energy drink for sure. Would be an absolute energy drink. Jake, he's my sleeper player. That's not a D-line. That's a tiny arm. I have the biggest concerns I have with Abdul Carter is I have doubts that he can stop the run. Reminds me of Micah Parsons, makes sweeps plays as a pass rusher, but if you want to neutralize him, just run at him. That's true about Micah Parsons. Just run at him. As an OSU fan, McCord sucks. Oh, shit. But then again, he did transfer from your school, so there comes that bias. He left you, abandoned your school. I like McCord. McCord does have accuracy. He does have a nice arm. He has a beautiful arm. He could throw good actually. The problem is, from what I've seen, from when I watched McCord, is he's a one read type quarterback. I mean, this dude just go to the highlights alone. Just go to highlights alone. You can go to breakdowns and they'll show you too, but just go to highlights alone. You don't need to go anywhere else. Just watch his highlights. Every single one of his throws, he is staring. And I mean just mind effing the receiver he's throwing to. I mean, he hikes the ball, waits for that guy to get open and just throws it, dude. He does not take his eyes off the receiver. That's the biggest problem with McCord. But I love his arm, though. I love his arm. I think he's got great accuracy. I love those intangibles where if you got him in the 7th round, maybe he might be able to do good in reading other defense and stuff like that. But it's the 7th round. I'm not asked to take a guy to 3rd or 4th. Larry is losing it. I mean, when you do so many like mock drafts, you kind of start to lose it. But yeah, Malachi Starks, man, that's actually crazy to me. That's actually crazy. But I do think that the more mock drafts you do, you kind of develop a, how do I put this? I can't think of what's a word for this. You kind of get tired of the same players, the same motions, and stuff. So you feel like you have to change things up. You kind of have to do different things. And I think that's what's happened with Larry. He does so many mock drafts, looks at so many players where he's like, change it up. That's what happens. Yep, Larry in the last Wake Up Live with David was like, the more and more I look at it, Larry Starks. Malachi Starks. The thing is, like, with Larry, he loves a player. He thinks the 49ers can like get them all. Like all the players he loves, there is no compromise. Like if there's a player he loves, man, the 49ers got to go get him or trade up to get him or trade back to make sure you get that bunch in that 3rd round that you get him. So he kind of has this mentality of having to get all of them and can't separate them all. It can't be like, okay, I'm going to miss out on this guy, but I'm going to get this guy. This is a need, day 1 starter, but I love this guy a lot. I'm going to try and get this guy too. There is no compromise. It's just kind of like have to get them all. And I think that's what happened with Malachi Starks. He ends up liking Malachi Starks. So it's like, hey, let's draft him. And it's like, that's not the smart thing to do. That's not the way to go. And if you ask me, I like Amanawari a lot better. I would much rather draft him. Next, he'll draft Shedeur at the start. Oh, my. Strawberry's starting to start shit. Strawberry's trying to start things, man. Be sure to hit that like button, guys. If you have that like button right, we're at 20. Let's go, baby. Venti, let's go. We're at Venti. Oh, never mind. We're at 18 now. Just imagine the 49ers drafted Jewel Carter with the 11th pick. That would be, oh my God, dude. Like, Strawberry can't even hate that, man. If you draft him at 11, dude, you can't hate that. That would be awesome. That would be a dream, dude. Like, that would be crazy. I'd absolutely love that. That would be a dream. Massive, man. Massive. But I think Abdul Carter, like, for him to fall like that, first of all, quarterbacks would have to get taken. Like, it would have to be, it would literally, I'm trying to think of a way how you would drop. So, Cam Ward at 1, Browns would have to take Shedeur Sanders. Dart goes to the Giants. At 4, Patriots take Travis Hunter. 5, the Bears trade up for Genty. The Raiders have an opportunity to draft Carter, but they like Mason Graham more, so they draft him there. The Jets would have to like an offensive weapon more, like Warren or Membu, and then he falls to 8. And then the 49ers would have to trade up to 8 to get him because the Panthers, I'm confident, are going to draft a D end. Like, I truly think that's a thing. They're going to draft him. So if they get him they would have to trade up to 8. I think it's the furthest I can see him falling. It's probably 8. Well, I think Starks will be a star. I don't see it personally. I'd rather have Nick and exactly. I'd rather have Manowari a lot more. I think they're both going to be stars. And here's the thing, man. Like, I think he's going to be a star too. I think Scar's going to be a star. I think Amon Rory's going to be a star. I think Abdul Carr's going to be a star. I think Will Campbell's going to be a star. I think Mbembu's going to be a star. I think Walter Nolan could be a star. I think Mike Green's going to be a star. I think Mikael Williams is going to be a star. But you only have one pick. So it's like, I think he's going to be a stud. Well, yeah, you're picking at 11, dude. When you're picking at 11, a lot of these guys are predicted to be studs. So, Joe Boyd in the house. Good to see you. See ya. I heard there was a rumor 49ers are taking Shamar Stewart, and officially, I don't know if it's done if they do that. It's not an actual rumor like they're actually going to take him. It's just people are talking about wanting him. There is no rumor actually of they are going to take Shamar Stewart, or I've heard they're going to take Shamar Stewart. It's Larry Krueger, Wayne Breezy, and a couple other people who like Shamar Stewart that are mocking him to that. And the 49ers have worked him out. But they've worked out many other players. They've interviewed many other players. There is actually no connection to Shamar Stewart. So you can breathe. I was glad he transferred. He was awful at OSU. I didn't think he was that bad, man. He wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad, dude. McCord wasn't that bad. You're crazy. Yeah, for real, last year wanted us to take Michael Penix in the first round. I remember that, dude. I remember that. He was talking about how, like, I should almost just bring up that video. Just go back and we just watch that video. But I don't know if people remember, but he talked about how the 49ers should draft Penix and then use him as a draft piece next year, or Brock Purdy as a draft piece next year. And it was like a whole mental gymnastics thing that the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was some crazy mental gymnastics where he was talking about we should draft him, then trade him because other teams are going to want quarterbacks. You can trade him in the middle of the season when quarterbacks get hurt. And it's like, first of all, he's a rookie quarterback. Second, he has to get to know familiar with the playbook and the players. It's not Madden where you just plug and play a player. There's sometimes I like Larry. I love Larry. It's fun content, good content. It's harmless content. But sometimes, man, he gets lost in his own sauce. All right, he gets lost in his own sauce, and he gets lost in his own players, man. If there's a player he loves, man, he goes for it. Jeff, I remember that's one of the craziest things ever, dude. Draft Penix at 31. Oh my God. Joe Boyd is freaking out, guys. Calm him down. He's freaking out. He's freaking out right now. Jeff, I prefer Makuba to both Starks. Wow. Strawberry with the hot take. I love Makuba. I think Makuba is a day one star for the 49ers, but I also think Starks and Emawari are too. I love both. Emawari, though, is my favorite. I like Emawari a lot. So Chris Kazuric wants Shamar Stewart on this team. That's why it scares me. This is a new report. He doesn't warn us. There's no report of that, man. There's no report. I'll double check that. Chris Kazuric. Let's double check that. Kazuric. I can't spell. There is nothing. The only thing I see is, and we know the defensive line coach, Chris Kazuric, was heavily involved in the decision of who they pick for the defensive lineman. Discover how Coach Kazuric eyes an athletic game changer like Shamar Stewart. Not saying he is Shamar Stewart. There is people are saying that Shamar Stewart is a Chris Kazuric-like player, but there is no report that Chris Kazuric likes Shamar Stewart. People are just saying he's a Chris Kazuric-like player. So we can breathe. We can breathe. Thank God the draft is in 9 days and we can stop speculating. I am excited, dude. I mean, I've not done this much mock drafts. I have not done this much like deep dive, this much focus on the draft before. Like, well, then again, my channel wasn't this big, and you guys weren't like I was going live and stuff like that. So it's kind of different in that way. But like, so I have more of a reason to get involved with the mock draft. But I agree, man. I can't wait for this to be over and done. I can't wait to draft our guy, to see who it is, man. Am I going to be excited? Am I going to be elated? Am I going to be disappointed? Am I going to scream at the top of my lungs, dude? It is when that moment happens of the draft, I'm going to be just straight up. I'm straight up going to lose my mind, man. It's going to be crazy, dude. If I think about it all the time, it's almost like Christmas in a lot of ways. It's like Christmas thinking about this draft where it's like 9 days until Christmas, 9 days until this happens. That's kind of how it feels like right now. And I think that's absolutely crazy. I think that's the crazy part of it all. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super thrilled for the draft. I can't wait. But yeah, let's go ahead and actually, speaking of the draft, I know you guys got a couple comments here, but let's go ahead and jump into a mock draft. Let's do a trade up only mock draft where we trade up only to get picks, just for fun, just for like, okay. And also another reason for this is if we do an all trade up mock draft, let's try and condense the picks. What I mean by that is like we have 11 picks, right? And I think that's a lot for one team and a lot to make the team. I think that we should try to condense it to like 8 picks in the draft, because that's kind of like we have 11, so I can't say realistic, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, where it's like we could trade back all we want. We have the draft capital to do that, get a lot of picks and stuff. But if we actually somehow trade back a lot, get 14, 15 picks, I would be shocked. I think if with the ammunition I have, we're going to trade up. So I think that's what's going to happen more. No, I wouldn't hate it at all. Strawberry for real. Joe is losing his mind, man. Almost every single draft has at least a few draft busts in the first. Who do you think are the players most likely to bust? Mine are Travis Hunter and Shedeur. Travis Hunter? Travis Hunter won? That's crazy, dude. That is crazy, dude. My draft busts are it depends what you mean by bust. What do you mean by bust? What I think is a bust is if there is a player that you like, for example, if you draft a player in the first round and he's not a great player or even a good player, then I would say it's a bust. If he's an average player, run-of-the-mill kind of type player, gets a second contract, not that much money, and you draft him in the first round, I would say that's more like a first-round bust. It's kind of how I put that. So it really depends upon where you draft him. That's my standard of a bust. And so who I think will be a bust in my eyes is Shemar Stewart, and Kelvin Banks I think will be a bust in that standard, to that standard. And then because I think Kelvin Banks would be at the very least an average, okay player, not necessarily worth the 11th pick in the draft, right? Kind of like McGlinchey, where it's like he's an okay player, wasn't worth the 9th pick. He was, to me, that's a draft bust in my eyes. So it just depends on what do you consider a draft bust? I think Calvin Banks will be a draft bust. Shemar Stewart will be a draft bust. I don't think Mason Graham qualifies under that standard at all, because I still think he's going to be good. Man, there's so many good players in that first round, man. I would say those two. On top of my head, it's going to be Kelvin Banks and Shemar Stewart. Yeah, for real. Like Larry always says, and I think this guy's going to be a star. It's like, bro, we have the 11th pick. There are going to be a lot of stars there. Larry been using that line a lot. Just get great players regardless of the position, then goes off, takes a damn cube. Quarterback last year. What the fuck? This year's over. He's over Tyler Warren when we have Kittle. Yeah, he contradicts himself a lot. Like, and again, I'm not talking shit. It's like, don't watch him. He's a piece of shit. He's a grifter. I'm not saying stuff like that. Yeah, we love Larry. We do. It's fun entertainment and stuff. But sometimes, man, he contradicts himself. Like 1 minute he'll say, you have the 11th pick. You got to draft need because you can get need here and they're good players. Then he'll say, draft best player available only. And then he'll say, draft players with production. If they don't have production, don't draft players. And then he'll mention a player like Shamar Stewart who doesn't have production. And it's just like, dude, I think the dude just loves drafting players. I think he just absolutely loves players. I think he just loves prospects. He loves players. He loves potential. I think he just gets lost in the sauce. I think he just gets lost in the excitement is what I think happens. Jeff, he does contradict himself at times. Why does Joe Baz ask why I call him? Unrelated, but I feel like Chris Kosoric doesn't get enough criticism. There's been some real busts on that D-line for the past, 2 years. I get on board with that one. I'll get on board with that. For the past 2 years, yeah, it's been a little shaky. It's a little shaky. Mikael Williams actually good, Joe, and still did have some sacks, 15 in 3 years. I like Mikael Williams a lot. I love his size, love his potential. He's a good run stopper in my eyes. I think this was his first year. I could be getting mixed up with Jalen Walker, but I think this was Mikael Williams' first year actually being a full-time starter. And he did really well, man. He's a very good player. That's the risk you're taking with him. That's the question mark with Mikael Williams is he had that one great year of when he was a full-time starter, and it's kind of like, can he do that every single year, and can he get better? Will it translate? That's really the question. He's still a top-end first-round draft pick. I like Mikael Williams. I don't think he's a top 10 player, though, but I do like Mikael Williams. I think he's a good pass rusher. Jalen Walker, I like him a lot, but I don't think I think he's more like in the 20s kind of type guy. Donovan Izaraku, I think I like Donovan Izaraku more. I like him a lot. I'm a big fan of Donovan Izaraku. But Mikael Williams is solid, man. He's a solid guy. If you draft him at 11, that's not a reach at all. I like that. He said, who's most likely to bust? It would definitely be Banks and Shedeur. Hunters wants to play both. That's a lot of wear and tear on the body every game. He's going to get injured more frequently if he does that. It's true. There's definitely high potential of that. And I did see that article. I got to make a short on it. But, yeah, apparently Shamar, he's like, I want to play both positions or I don't want to play football at all. I think that's just kind of like in the moment he was asked a question and he was just trying to show how desperate he wants to play both positions and how much he loves just being on the field all the time. I think a lot of people are kind of taking a little bit out of context, but I think give it a shot, right? Like let him try it. What's the harm of just letting him try it? And if he can't do it, he can't do it. Just see if he can do it. See if he can do it. If he can't do it, then he can't do it, right? You got to be honest with him, sit him down like, hey, man, you cannot do both positions. It's not working. Just pick one. Stick with one. Like, give it a shot. I wouldn't hate that because whatever position he decides to master, whatever position he decides to take on full time, he will be elite at it. If he wants to be a wide receiver, he will be an elite wide receiver. Corner, same thing. The potential is just way too high. Also, why I think Travis Hunter could, not that he will, be a bust is because playing two position NFL is more like impossible. He's not elite at either position. I think he will be elite with some NFL coaching. 110%. 110%. He also will say, forget BPA, just grab great players. Isn't that what BPA is? It's like, yeah. I mean, yes, man. I know what you mean, dude. I'm pretty sure he has said something like that. I'm pretty sure he has said something like that. Yeah, for a Wolf, like I said the other month, at the end of the day, you got to get players who produce. Larry next week, nice guy, draft Shamar Stewart. All right, so we're at the bottom end here. Joe brought up the one that shall not be named. I absolutely despise. I mean, you know what would be funny and just absolutely like comical? Absolutely comical. We're just giving him shit. Like it's just kind of like we're just giving him shit. We love Larry. I love Larry. I follow Larry. I watch his videos. It's just kind of like punching you on your arm, giving him shit kind of type thing. Like I'm not going to tell. It's not like the other guys where I'm saying those other guys who talk, they're grifters and they don't believe what they're actually saying, or they're biased because they can't be wrong kind of type guys. Larry, to me, is just kind of like your – it's kind of weird to say this, kind of like your uncle football guy who loves the draft kind of type thing, and you're kind of shooting the shit with him. He's not always going to be right. He's not always going to say things that make sense, but he's got that your uncle kind of type attitude. He's got like that's kind of how I look at it when it comes to him. Yeah, we love Larry, but sometimes he makes us scratch our heads and confused. He wanted to take a running back last year in the third round. That lost my mind. Maybe lost my mind. So Larry says there's no generational players in this draft. I disagree. I think Abdul Carter is up there, and I definitely think Travis Hunter is generational, without a doubt. All right, so let's go ahead and do the mock draft. Let's go ahead and share this tab. We've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes. I appreciate you guys. Great conversation. All right, let's go ahead and do this. I would lose my mind if we draft. I would, dude. I mean, I promise you guys this. If the 49ers do end up drafting Shemar Stewart, it's going to be must-see TV. It's going to be must-see TV. Must-see. Oh, it wasn't last year. It was the year before that. Where was the one where we got Cody Schrader? There was a year where like he wanted to draft Cody Schrader in like the third and compared him like Barry Sanders or something like that. But I mean, if it's Shemar Stewart, nobody really. Oh, I was going to say, if it is Shemar Stewart, nobody really funny is if like Shemar Stewart turns out to be like the best pass rusher of all time, and I've been like his biggest hater, and he turns out to be like this amazing pass rusher that's just dominant or whatever. Because there is that possibility. I mean, I'm putting a lot on the line talking this much shit about Shemar Stewart because there is a possibility that he could, be good. There is like that 1% chance that he's this dominant elite player. And that would just be crazy to me. What would I say? I don't even know what I would say because I honestly do not believe it. But if he were to be great, on top of my head, man, I cannot, I don't know. I'd be speechless. It would have to be an in a moment kind of type thing. It would have to be an in the moment kind of type realization. But I would definitely make a video about it. If you get proven wrong, if I get proven wrong, man, I get proven wrong. I'll acknowledge it. I mean, there's going to be players in this draft that I'm spoken for that I'm going to be proven wrong about. Like, there's going to be players that I love that I think are going to be great. You guys are going to come back at me October, November, December, end of the year, whatever. You guys are going to come back at me for sure. There's going to be players where you guys will say, I told you. And I'm like, you're right. I was wrong. You're right. It's going to happen. I'm going to be wrong about players. And I'll admit it. I'm like, you guys were right about that player. That player was dope. That was a good player. So, because I don't pretend like I'm 100% right all the time. And everything that I say about a player is 100% true. I give you my evaluation. If I like a player and I believe in a player, I'll tell you that. If I don't, I'll tell you I don't. But if it turns out he is great, I'll admit it. I'm like, you were right, man. You got to listen to, let's say, Strawberry, for example. Hey, he was right about this player. I was wrong. Got to give a shout out to Strawberry, man. He knew what he was talking about. Now let's do this 7th pick. Enter the draft room. 1 second. Okay. All right. This is going to be the all trade up drafts only. Absolutely only trade up. Let's go ahead and do it. All right. So where should we trade up to? Where are we trading up to? Are we going to make sure that we get Mason Graham here? So let's go ahead and trade up to – what do I have to give up for this guy? Next year's first for sure, right? Is that it? Too much. Okay. I don't think they would do that. I do not think they will do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add like a – what do you guys think? They wouldn't take that, right? A first and a second just to move up 6 spots. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. They would not do that. But we're going to do it anyway. I'll throw him a 7th round pick. I'll throw him a 7th. Here's a 7th. We're going to trade up to 5. All right. We just traded up to 5 to make sure we get our guy. All right. So let's see who falls to us at 5. Let's make sure it's a good player. Fingers crossed. Who we got? Sanders, Hunter, Johnson, Membu. They're up for the. What is this? What is this? Do you guys see this right now? All right, no, we'll change our mind. We'll trade the 11th pick, 2nd rounder, and a 4th next year. That's absolutely funny. All right, let's see who's all available. Cam Ward still be here. We got Abdul Carter and Mason Graham. I mean, Cam Ward is definitely going to take it. This would not be realistic at all. Who went ahead of him? That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. So, I could see Abdul Carter and Mason Graham. I don't know about Will Campbell being there. I still think someone worth trading up for. But we trade up to 5, and if he's there, I'm doing it. Pulling the trigger on Abdul Carter. We got Abdul Carter, guys. We got Abdul Carter. We got ourselves Abdul Carter. Trading up in this draft. Pause. Okay. D tackle. Trade with Cleveland. Give you that. And a 4th next year. Sorry, 3rd next year instead. How about that? That should do it, right? Yep. 2nd now. Just move up 10 spots. Give him a 3rd next year. I think a 4th and a 6th should do it, yeah. A future 4th and a future 6th. We'll give him a 7th. Kind of just tie it all down. And we'll trade up. There you go. Future 4th, a future 6th, and a 7th this year to move up 10 spots. Reject, and reject. Walter Nolan still on the board. And Darius Alexander, TJ Sanders, of course, we are going to take. I feel like the only – Marion Hampton. We're going to take Walter Nolan at 33. Let's trade with Detroit next. The Detroit Lions at 60, 75. And next year's 5th. Remember, we're getting comp picks next year, guys. We're getting like 3 to 4 comp picks next year. So, yeah, I don't blame him. What? What? I'm giving you a 5th. You're tripping. You are tripping. I'm giving you a 5th. That's crazy, dog. That is actually crazy. You are tripping, dude. I'm giving you a 5th and a 5th this year. Just move up 15 spots. Crazy. All right. So we moved up in the draft. Okay. We got our D tackle. We got our edge. Let's look at some interior offense. Jonas Savea is still out there. That's someone I love a lot. Demetrius Knight is not a bad option. TJ Sanders is out there. I'm going to take TJ Sanders. And then we're trade up again with the Cleveland Browns. Wait, is he still there? He is still there. All right, we're trading up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're trading with Jacksonville once again. If I can find him. 70th pick for the 100th pick. 7th and a 5th this year. Not enough, and a 5th next year. Or find a 4th. No? No? That is actually crazy, dude. That is actually nuts. We're going to have like no picks next year. We're going to have no picks. Are you serious right now? You stingy motherfucker. New Orleans. All right, let's trade New Orleans. Screw that. We got to make sure we get our guy. We need a guard. You're not taking that? What is happening right now? What are we talking about? Okay. Trade with the Jets. This is God. I feel like the Jets are going to take him. The Jets are going to take him. We got to make sure we get our guy. Oh, please be there. Okay. Okay, New England. Come on, New England. Take that. What do you mean? What do you mean? That's good value, brother. Ooh. Okay, Houston. Okay, he's still on the board, guys. Our guy is still on the board. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lordy. Okay, Indianapolis, come on. Take it. Our guy is still on the board. That's too much? Okay, I agree with you. That's too much. Okay. There we go. We just traded up. Jonas Savea is still on the board, y'all. Jonas Savea is still on the board. A tier 1 guard in this draft. If you ask me, love me some Demetrius Knight, but we're going to give ourselves Jonas Savea. Let's go, baby. Let's fracking go. Makuba is still on the board. Oh, please. All right. Cleveland, be nice. It's not going to do it. Let's do it. Reject. All right, guys, we have a pick of the litter. We can take Makuba, Scatabo, Fannin Jr., and Demetrius Knight right now. Demetrius Knight. What I want right now is Makuba. I wanted Makuba, but when you see Demetrius Knight still on the board, oh my God. Demetrius Knight is still on the board, and you got Cam Scatabo and Makuba. I think Makuba is the guy at 94 here. Linebacker, would probably be Teddy Buchanan. I like him. Demetrius Knight. Probably Makuba. What do you guys think? What do you think I should do? Should I do Makuba? I'm going to let you guys vote. You guys are going to vote, okay? You guys are going to vote. Should I draft Makuba or Fannin? Not Fannin, but Makuba. Or let's see if I can pull up the start poll. Sorry. Makuba. D Knight. Putting up the poll right now. Pause. All right. You guys vote for this pick here. You guys vote. Letting you guys vote here. I think Demetrius Knight would be the pick here just because he fits that Greenlaw role perfectly and could be a starter for years for the San Francisco 49ers. But Makuba, man, oh, dude, he's so good. He's so good. Strawberry's got a tough decision to make because these are his two favorites. I love in the third round, man. I absolutely love both these guys too, man. I am a big fan of both these players. That's why I'm passing it on to you guys. I'm passing this decision on to you guys because I can't decide between Makuba or Demetrius Knight. I'm passing it on to you guys, man. Joe Boyd says, Wolfie, who do you draft at 11? Mike Green or Membu? That's what I'm taking. Either taking Mike Green or Membu. That's what I'd take. Either one of those guys I would absolutely love. Where are we at? All right. We got 5 votes. 20% say Makuba, 80% say D Knight. If the 49ers come away with even one of these two, then chef's kiss, I'll be happy. 110%, man. 110%. Unless they take Shamir Stewart at 11. Oh my God. If they take a wide receiver round 1, I'd riot. I absolutely hate that. Corner and wide receiver. Shamar Stewart would be worse though, so I guess there's like a bright side to that. All right, I'm going to take Demetrius Knight. Taking Demetrius Knight. Makuba is gone. We are in the 4th round now. Our pause. Who's linebackers that are available? Barrett Carter, Mandon, Bossa. All right, so what do we need now? We need a running back, a backup tight end, corner, safety. And we do not have enough picks for that. So who do we live with? What do we live without? Malachi Moore is not a bad choice here. Quincy Riley, not a bad choice. A lot of people like him. Noel Williams, Kobe Bryant. Trade him for someone like that. A lot more. Jacob Parrish is still available? What? Okay, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trading up for Jacob Parrish. Where are we at? Pick 15? Who has pick 15? Eric. We're not trading. We don't trade with the enemy. Miami, give us that 116th pick. We'll give you 138. and a future 5th. Accept that. Boom. Okay. Not what we need. Not what we need. Trade back. Trade back. Dolphins. Hey, we'll give you the 138th pick and more to have that pick back. We're going to make sure. Wait, was he taken? No, there he is. Okay. Jacob Parrish. Boom. Boom. Boom, shakalaka. Where are we at? We have this. We only have a 7th rounder left. I don't think we can actually trade up with anything. To be honest with you, I don't think you can trade up anymore. Niners for life in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see who falls to us. I think at this point, I'm just going to let it fall. I'm not going to trade it for anybody. Just kind of let players fall to us. Nope, don't do it. Stop it. Teddy Buchanan's there, though, dude. Stop. Oh, my God. Teddy Buchanan might be there, guys. Do you guys think Teddy Buchanan will be there? Still have a safety. Don't love any of these safeties, running backs. Kyle Monange is still there. All right, it's Teddy Buchanan or Kyle Monange. Keep in mind, we have a linebacker already. Oh, my God, we did it. Okay, guys. We did it. It's between Kyle Monange and Teddy Buchanan. Oh my God, dude! But Monange is way more of a need than Buchanan, dude. You got Demetrius Knight already. Strawberry says, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let me. I'll do another poll. I love Kyle Monange, dude. And if you can get Kyle Monange in the 7th round, that is actually crazy. That is actually crazy, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, I said bye, Cannon. All right, here you go. Last one. Last pick in the draft. We're getting an absolute steal. Either one of these picks is an absolute steal at 227. Either one of these guys, man, I am satisfied. Okay? I'm drinking tonight if I were to actually end up with one of these. You might be able to get him as a UDFA. Ooh. You might get Teddy Buchanan as UFA. I mean, we're close to the end of the draft. We're 50-50, 6. Oh, my God, dude. We're 50-50 right now. We got 6 votes. And guys, we'll keep track of the draft, and we'll see how far a player makes it. We'll see if Teddy Buchanan or Kyle Monange becomes undrafted. Because I'm pretty sure it's come up. He's the number one left there. Teddy Buchanan's the number 1 guy there left too as well. I don't think they're going to make it undrafted. Who's going to be a tiebreaker? I know there's one person out there, 15 people in here. One of you guys just need to vote, man. Hit that vote. Who's the tiebreaker? One person. You know, all right. I think I've made a decision. I've made a decision. With the 227th pick in this draft, I'm going to go with the player that I think that not only do I like 49ers fans like and things of that nature, but I'm going to go with the pick that's going to satisfy the fans. I'm going to go with the pick that makes everyone happy. I'm going to make a pick as a GM. I'll be like, okay, it's the 227th pick. I like Kyle Monange, but I also like Buchanan. If I ended up with either one of them, I'd be satisfied, you know. But knowing that we drafted a linebacker already, Joe, but knowing that I have 2 running backs I love in, know that Kyle does a very good job getting players at 7th to undrafted running backs. I trust him to get us a running back to fill that need. Linebacker, however, you get a guy that the fan base absolutely loves, satisfies everyone. And I feel like the most cynical fan would absolutely love this and would praise this pick if they were to fall the 7th. Teddy Buchanan at the 7th round pick, I think, would satisfy a lot of people. Kyle Monange went to the Colts, so we get that. So, boom. That is the draft. And to be honest with you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what happened here. A lot of trade ups. All right, with a trade up only draft. Okay, we got Abdul Carter. Absolutely love it. You got Walter Nolan, someone they consider to get at 11. TJ Sanders at 60. Jonas Savea, Demetrius Knight, Jacob Parrish, and Teddy Buchanan. I know you missed out on running back. I know you missed out on tight end. Maybe another wide receiver would be nice. There's a lot of things that could have happened there. Safety would have been nice too. But my Lord, if you came out with these 4 right here, top 80, right? This 5 right here, this would be an incredible draft. This would be in my eyes, an A+ draft. Again, you missed out on certain positions. You missed out on certain players, sure. But like, dude, this is beautiful. Beautiful. You missed out on Mukuba, sad. You missed out on wide receivers like Kyle Williams, Nick Nash, and all that. You missed out on Kyle Monange, another running back of some kind. You missed out on one of the tight ends, sure. But like, dude, this is great. I love this draft. So this was the all trade up draft just to see what kind of happens. It's just an experiment, see what ended up happening in the end. I absolutely love this and how it turned out. I'm going to take a picture of this and post it. And just let you guys vote on that or just talk about it in the post. But I absolutely love this. Walter or Walker would be better at picks 11. I wouldn't mind Nolan at 11. So I wouldn't mind that. But I would much rather Abdul Carter than Nolan or Walker for sure. If this were somehow to be our draft class in real life, which there's no chance it will be, I'd be over the moon with it. Same here, man. I love all these picks. We trade up for all of them, of course, but absolutely love all these picks. Get Abdul Carter, man, and Walter Nolan, and TJ Sanders, and Savea, and Knight, and Parrish, and Buchanan. Dude, I am just salivating at the thought, dude. I'm salivating at the thought. Absolutely excited, dude. Absolutely excited. All right, guys, I'm going to bounce. That's the end of this draft. I appreciate everyone who came out and said hi, and we had great conversations. You guys are awesome. You guys make this a fun experience. You guys truly do, man. I have a great time every time I do these lives. It's one of the it's truly always the best experience every single day. Like, I look forward to these things. You guys truly make this a fun experience, and I'm glad that you guys partake. Conversations we have, the friendships we're making, man, this is an absolute blast. So thank you guys for being part of it. Truly. Thank you guys for being here. My next live will be on Thursday with Terradome. We'll do the Terradome and Wolfie show where we're going to do our last mock draft. Him and I are going to do our last mock draft together, talk about other things going on in the NFL as well. So be sure to be there. It's at 9 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be super awesome. I'm super excited. Hope to see you guys there. Be sure to support both channels. That'd be awesome. Terradome show, 9 a.m. Pacific time on Thursday. That'll be next live. And I'm glad you guys liked the live. Niners liked the mock draft. Appreciate it. Juan says, I love that mock draft. Not even going to lie. Hey, trading up, man. There's some positives of trading up. So Thank you, Juan, for joining us live. Appreciate the conversation. Nice for life. Appreciate you popping in. Appreciate you per usual. Joe Boyd, I'm not a fan of this of the negative side, but I still appreciate you coming in and supporting the channel and conversating regardless, man. Strawberry, thank you guys so much for being up in here. I appreciate you too as well for supporting the channel. Conversation, man. Always appreciate what you have to say. Val, thank you so much for being OG, support the channel. Jake, as always, man, appreciate you. You're like an encyclopedia for football. Appreciate you. Who else do we got? Salvador, as always, thank you so much. Jeff, appreciate your draft commentary, man. You know a lot about the draft for sure. And then who else is in here? Oh, shout out to Papa J. Best motor broken as food. Thank you for the super chat, man. Support the channel. That's super duper awesome, dude. There was one person I thought. Wasn't there like a Mueller? 49ers Media, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Raiders type guy, man. I don't hate the Raiders anymore. They're not a problem anymore. Not the Bay. They're AFC. I don't care anymore. Appreciate you, man. Best Raiders fan I know. Tyler Helton, thank you so much for being here. Nikita, thank you so much. Michael as well. Glad you're feeling better, man. Drink that water. H2O. It's the way to go. There's another guy. Mueller. Was it Mueller? It was Eric Shun. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Mueller. What was his name? I think it was Mueller or something. All right. Can't find him, but it was Mueller. Thank you so much for this live. You guys are awesome. You guys make this an excellent experience. Thank you guys so much. Be there at the next Wolfie and Terradome show. Absolutely love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Sub if you haven't subbed already. Be part of the conversation. And be sure to like the live because every single like makes my 49ers heart grow from here to here. All love, fam. I'll see you next video. Bang, bang, not a gang, baby. Bang, bang, not a